Hey everybody, Anthony here. So today's video is going to be a little different compared to the usual because today is July 6th when I'm uploading this, so that means it has been 1 year since I started the channel, which was on July 6th, 2019. So I figured it'd be fun to talk about how I feel the channel has went in the first year, look back on how everything kind of progressed, explain some kind of my view on how I thought through the progression of the channel, and then also discuss a couple of things I'm hoping to do in year 2. So before we get started, I'm just going to mention that you're going to be seeing this X-Wing gameplay in the background, and there is no way I'm going to talk for the entirety of it, so I'm just going to tell you now, I don't end up winning this game. It was getting close, but then Ryad got kill-boxed, so nothing out of the usual. The Dice Gods still hate me. Anyways, on to the actual meat and potatoes of the video. So the original idea for the channel was to basically showcase the shenanigans that always tend to happen when me, as well as Cole, John, and Eric got together to play games, and just of any caliber, usually board games though. Now, Eric, you haven't seen yet. There was originally supposed to be an Allies of Convenience episode that had him in it, but there were some issues with that, so I had to scrap the video. Cole was in a early gameplay video, actually the first one on the channel, to be more specific. And then John, you've been seeing a lot of lately, so they've all been really, really supportive in terms of getting this thing going, especially John, since he's been the main person to help me out, especially with the game, well, only with the gameplay videos up to this point, since he's really the only one. We've gotten the tabletop simulator situation fully figured out. Eric and Cole, we have issues in terms of getting them set up, but we'll figure that out at some point. So besides that, going back to the beginning of the channel, so in the beginning I figured it was probably not a good idea to jump straight into gameplay, just so that way I could get an idea of how to run the channel and figure out how video editing works. So I started off by talking about the summer 2019 points update for X-Wing, and it was a lot of fun talking about that, and it just felt good to get my opinions on this stuff out there, since I don't really have anybody else I can talk to about this. I mean, Cole I can to an extent, but sometimes that usually ends pretty badly for a couple of reasons, but we're both cool with each other on it. And again, just having a platform to openly discuss my opinions on these topics, or that topic specifically, really did feel nice. So after that, we talked about some various reveals and stuff like that, some previews for X-Wing. We snuck the first gameplay video, Welcome to the Amateur Hour, in there in August, and then we snuck another gameplay video, Strategic Preparations, in the first episode of Strategic Preparations, excuse me, in September. A couple more previews, a couple of Transformers videos, one of which was the Every Wave 4 card in 9 words or less video in November, which that is still one of the most popular videos on the channel to this day. Definitely was a lot of fun making that, and it resulted in a request for a similar style video for Wave 5, which I obliged with later on, and I'm planning on doing that now for pretty much every wave, because just doing that's a lot of fun. So there was a couple more videos, another Transformers competitive analysis video, and a couple more X-Wing reaction, preview reaction videos. So those were all fun in the beginning, just to kind of get an understanding of how to work with YouTube videos. But then in January, I decided, okay, I've been on YouTube for 6 months now. I think it's time to finally shift the channel towards what we originally intended to. So I announced I was going to be putting the channel on hold for a couple months while we figured out how to get some gameplay on here. And between some personal stuff I was dealing with at the time, as well as just, you know, the difficulty of planning a YouTube channel, it took an extremely long time to figure that out. And to make matters worse, in March, the coronavirus hit, which just slowed down the plans even further. Thankfully, we managed to have a fallback plan in Tabletop Simulator. That took a while to get going, though, so there were a few Fly Casual videos to get the channel going back up again. And then me and John finally started working on Tabletop Simulator with a few Champions videos, which, unfortunately, those were the Eyes of Convenience curse that I keep mentioning. Those were showing up in the early videos, or that was showing up in the early videos, excuse me. From a couple of videos we couldn't upload due to the fact that my mic somehow wasn't recording, to just losing in humiliating fashion, and a bunch of other things that happened in the realm of technical difficulty. So that was fun. While all that was happening, we managed to sneak in the Every Wave 5 card 9 words or less video. It wasn't as viewed as the Wave 4 video, probably just because due to channel momentum or something like that, but it still got a pretty decent amount of views compared to some of my newer content. A couple more Champions gameplays, a Monster Apocalypse video, and now we're starting to branch out into other games. We have a Pandemic video up, we have a Forbidden Island video coming in a few days, and then we have a couple of Seven Wonders Duel videos coming, I think probably the week after I upload this. I'm not too sure on the timeline exactly, but I'm getting those edited and uploaded as soon as I can. So yeah, that's pretty much been year one and the first few weeks into year two. But looking forward to this full second year, there are kind of three goals I want to achieve in terms of how to expand the channel. First, live action gameplay. This is the big one, or actually it's the second biggest one, excuse me, but we need to get that rolling. The coronavirus has made it extremely difficult to do, but hopefully by summer next year, which will be approaching the end of year two, things will start to finally get back to normal, and we can get live action gameplay going and start to mold the channel into what my original vision was. Number two is ramping up Transformers competitive analysis. We really haven't had much of that, considering I haven't been able to follow Discord tournaments or whatever is being used to determine the meta right now, and there haven't been any real life tournaments, so it's been hard to follow that, but I have been paying attention to a couple of things, so hopefully we can get that started, because Transformers really is the only game I have a good competitive knowledge of. And I say good, relatively speaking. I don't really know how good it is, actually, but hey, it's fun to talk about. But the big one is getting free-for-all multiplayer games started, like Catan and Relic. That was sort of the idea of the channel, like showing basically what happens when me and all my buddies are pitted against each other. It kind of evolved a little bit in terms of what was actually going to be on the channel, and kind of more evolved into just a kind of a mix between a constant failure and attempting to actually succeed. So it's been interesting to say the least, but I'm hoping to get the free-for-all multiplayer stuff on the channel at some point, because again, that's kind of was the original idea. I've said that like 5 times now. So yeah, that's really everything I wanted to talk about in terms of the channel. I'm definitely happy with how things are performing. We are at 21 subscribers when I'm recording this, and videos are getting a decent amount of views. It's definitely been on a downward trend, though, in terms of views, but it's probably just because I'm recording this around the 4th of July. It's a holiday weekend, so stuff happens. So hopefully things tick back up here soon, and yeah, that's really all I have to say in terms of the channel. So really all I have left to say at this point is thank you to everybody who's been watching our videos, whether you're subscribed or not. It means a lot to all of us that you're taking the time to watch the stuff we're putting out, and it especially means a lot to me, so I really can't thank you all enough for watching and hopefully enjoying the stuff that we're putting out here. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. It was a good year one for the channel, and here's to year two and beyond. Thank you so much again for watching. Peace out, y'all.